So, I always seem to manage to upload a video on my birthday. I'm not really sure how that works, but you know, it happens a couple of times. No reason to stop now. So, what better way to celebrate my birthday than to talk about some dumb shit on the internet? So apparently, there's this is funny to me, man. So apparently, some people have their knickers in a knot because a makeup YouTuber by the name of Laura Lee made a really bad joke about black people about, I think, a little bit over 5 years ago. And that's actually not me joking. Like, literally, she made a tweet about black people, like, 5 years ago. And somehow it resurfaced, somehow. And now people are upset with her. And it is just the most bizarre thing in the world to me. No, it really isn't really bizarre, but it's hilarious. So here's the thing. So I actually read the joke that this white woman made. And I'm not gonna lie, I laughed my ass off. Okay, I just started laughing. Not really because I thought the joke was funny, but more because I can kind of imagine where the joke was coming from, you know? So this is the tweet that she made. She says, "Tip for all the black people. If you pull up your pants, you can run from the police faster. Hashtag you're welcome." Now, now, I don't really know what the context here is, which is probably why I don't really think it's as funny as it could have been. But what's hilarious to me is I can like imagine where this is coming from. I can imagine her tone of voice, this upper class white woman going, "Guys, like, you do realize that like you can run from the police faster if like you pull up your pants, okay? Like, you know, it's so obvious." I can just imagine that type of tone, and that's what really makes it funny to me. Just some upper class white woman is like thinking about black people running from the cops, like she's, I don't know. That's just kind of what I was thinking. But what gets me is the fact that like people are unsubscribing from her. There's articles written about her, and then she made this apology video where she's crying about the fact that I'm not really even entirely sure what she's crying about. I don't know if she's crying about the fact that the joke was bad, or she's crying about the fact that people think she's racist or something like that. Because I don't really even think this is an indication of racism. I do want to make this point here. That it's very clear and obvious, like, what's the word I'm looking for? A specific word I'm trying to call for. Like, it's very clear virtue signaling. Like, the people who are unsubscribing from her, like, it's going to do anything. Like, I mean, this woman's like 4.7 million subscribers deep. Like, if 50,000 left, you know, is that really gonna hurt her? Not really. Like she has like a 1/4 retention rate, so that means like 1 million people watch her videos consistently. If they leave, you know, it doesn't really matter. It's just virtue signaling. They're like, "Oh, I'm gonna unsubscribe from her. Let me take back some power. I'm gonna hurt her." So that's all it is. Like the woman does makeup tutorials, man. Like, you're not really hurting her if you unsubscribe. Like, the joke's on you, really. Since you already watched their videos, YouTube's already going to recommend them to you anyway, because God forbid YouTube actually recommends the stuff you subscribe to. Anyhow, the virtue signaling is nothing new, but it just seems a bit much, considering that, again, this is a woman that just puts on makeup, man. Like, does she look like she's a particularly vicious individual? Does she really look like she's a part of the KKK in disguise, and she wants to march down the streets and round up black people and hurt them? No, it just looked like an off-color joke. And people can do that. Like, I don't think at any point do I sense any racism from this woman. I don't even sense much intelligence from this woman to begin with, which is probably why she made the joke to begin with. But considering the fact that it was something that happened 5 years ago, people being upset with it is just some silly shit. I don't understand why people want to virtue signal to such a degree on the internet about how they're not racist. I mean, if you're not racist, then okay, more power to you. Like, it's a great thing to not be racist. It means you get more opportunities with different people and learn different things about them. I understand that. Like, being racist but the thing about being racist, though, just a little bit of a tangent, is that being racist is more of a problem for the person that's racist than it is against any other person in our contemporary society. I mean, obviously in the past it was different, but like nowadays, if you're a racist person, you stand to lose more than you stand to gain. Like, just not even just socially, but just like intellectually, you stand to lose a lot, and just in terms of just experiences that you have with people, you stand to lose money if you run a business. I mean, if a business really wanted to say like they don't want to cater to black people, then hopefully they're out in the Midwest. Hopefully they can't be in the South, because that's a lot of money you just lost. Like, being a racist really does put you at a handicap in pretty much anything and everything in life. So it's almost not even worth it to be racist. Like, it's a purely emotional thing that probably should be sorted out more for the individual's benefit than an entire race of people. Because check this out, if you meet someone that's racist, you could just not interact with them. I mean, if you go to Walmart, and let's say there's a racist like store owner at Walmart, and you just not go to that Walmart, and now you go to Target. See, they just lost money. I mean, maybe they lost like $100, but even still, it's $100 less than they have. The ultimate point that I'm making is that, like, being racist is a bad thing, but it shouldn't be bad for like other people. It's bad for the individual. So like Laura Lee, if she was a racist, that would more like affect her personally, because that's less black women that could buy her products, I guess, more so than it hurts anyone else. Because I'll tell you what, I'm a black guy, and I don't give a shit if some white woman makes a bad joke on the internet. I don't see how this hurts me, or how this hurts anyone in general. I mean, take this for instance, like The Boondocks is a show created by a black person, right? And most of it is literally just making fun of black and white people. That's it. There are lots of jokes at the expense of black people in The Boondocks, and everyone loves that show, except the 4th season, but for the most part, people like The Boondocks, you know what I mean? The point that I'm making is that making jokes isn't really an indication of someone's racism. I mean, I'm sure it was off-colored, and sure it was a little on the nose, but even if it was like a true statement, even if she was like being serious about it, like, the piece of advice is still reasonable. Like, if you pull up your pants, you can run away from anyone a lot faster, you know? So, I don't know, I don't find it in my heart to be bothered. I've never sagged my pants to begin with, so very clearly this comment is not directed at me, So it turns out I was wrong. So she didn't make the tweet 5 years ago, she made the tweet 6 years ago. I mean, it doesn't really make much of a difference, but I just kind of wanted to put that addendum in here. So now that I've talked about like why I'm not bothered by this, because I don't really think that this woman is racist, I do want to say one thing about her in particular, and I don't like the way she handled it, because in her infinite wisdom, or lack thereof, she decided to make an apology video, which she shouldn't have done. She shouldn't have apologized at all. She should have just been like, it was a bad joke, guys. Or maybe she was, I don't even know, she shouldn't have apologized. It was a bad joke. She should have just owned it and said, I wasn't being serious. It was a joke. I'm kidding. I don't see why you guys are upset about this. But this is her reaction instead, so let's take a look at it.
I want to talk to you guys in this video. It's been so long. It's almost impossible. It's hard. It's probably the hardest things I've ever done. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to you guys. I'm so sorry for disappointing you. It hurts me so bad to disappoint you all who have supported me for so many years.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm not offended, right? Because, in all honesty, man, like, I'd hate to be a white woman. Really, I would. I don't think I could be a white woman because of situations like this. I think that the response a lot of high-end white women have is to cry about everything. So you can never actually deal with anything without being devolved into this. And it just is not a good look, because no one's gonna get you're not gonna get anyone to feel sympathetic for you if you cry about the fact that you made a bad joke a little while back ago and now people are upset. If anything, it would have made more sense if you just owned it and was like, I mean, this was 6 years ago, guys. That's what this video should be. Her response should have been, guys, this was 6 years ago, man. Like, however I felt then, that doesn't mean I feel this way now. Which is something that a lot of people seem to not understand, that, like, even though the internet is, say, forever, although there's some archive stuff that I just can't seem to find because I'm bad at the internet. I digress. Even if the internet is supposedly forever, it doesn't mean that your opinions are forever. So I guess this is more for like individuals, again, who are upset with her, that like literally, just because you made the joke then doesn't mean she still feels the same way now. So it's really strange to hold her to that. But back to her in particular, I don't understand why she would think that she could gain any degree of sympathy for crying over a bad comment or a bad joke. Maybe this is just white woman 101, like turn yourself into a victim and look as sad as possible, but judging by the dislike bar, I don't think a lot of people are putting up with white woman 101 anymore.
I know that I'm better than that person.
And then, this is where I think she really messes up, because at this point, she implies that she actually was being racist. And at that point, there's no more denial. And that's really where I'm like, yeah, you messed up. She was actually in a really high position here, or at least she was supposed to be, considering the fact that this is a 6-year-old comment she made on Twitter, but I digress. But the moment she starts saying that, yeah, like, I'm not racist anymore, now everyone is like, oh, so you were racist, so I'm gonna unsubscribe some more. Like, I don't know. Like I said, this is the reason why I said I don't really think that she's not playing with the standard 52 card deck, okay?
I, 6 years ago, decided to retweet things that were so vile and hurtful.
Not really. It seems more vile and hurtful to all of the white people that want to look like they're not racist. But like, to like standard run-of-the-mill black people, like literally make fun of other black people all the time, I don't really think that your comment really was affecting the black community all that much. I really don't. It seems to be purely just white people being upset with white people. And man, is it funny.
I was so stupid and ignorant, and I have no excuses here today. I'm not here to give you an excuse. I have no excuses.
And this is kind of what really upsets me about this woman in particular. Like, she's coming at this from a position of power. Again, this is some old fake news, man. This shouldn't even be news. I don't even understand why this is causing a firestorm. She should have just been like, guys, listen. I was joking. Like, she could have just said she was a joke. I was kidding. I just thought it was funny. And she could have owned it, but instead her reaction is to cry like a wee little baby. Cry like a wee little babe. Like a wee little babe.
I'm only here to say that I'm so sorry. And I hope one day that you guys can save me for the woman that I am. And that I can prove to you guys that I'm not that girl.
But then here I have to ask, like, how? Like, you're a makeup tutorialist. Is that a word? Is tutorialist a word? Well, it should be if it isn't. I mean, you make makeup tutorials, and I mean, I obviously have no interest in all of that, but I imagine that people who come to your channel don't really care much for your political views, or I think they just kind of want to watch you put on makeup and teach them how to use it. I don't see how at any point you're going to prove that you're so much better than some, prissy white girl who made a prissy joke at black people some years ago. I don't know. I think I'm going to end the video here, because I think the rest of it is just kind of is repetitive, and she cries a little bit more, but whatever. I just want to say this, man. Like, white people, I think it's time you guys take a chill pill and trying to, like, prove you're not racist anymore. I think at this point we get it. When you make a young white woman cry about a tweet she made, which was a clear and obvious joke, and even if it wasn't a joke, it was still something that happened 6 years ago. Like, it's only like over half a decade ago, honestly. If you, white people, if you're getting to a point where you're getting into firestorms of young white women making, like, off-color jokes, like, you got it, okay? You've proven to us, you've proven to the black community and every minority that you guys are not racist. We get it. You're not racist. You don't hate black people. We got it. Slavery was a bad. We get it. We got it. Okay, white people, please just stop, because at this point, this is just ridiculous. It's just some white woman who just said something. She might not even be white. Maybe she's really tan, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's not even white. But whatever. The point is, we get it. You're not racist, okay? And it's okay to make off-color jokes sometimes. But what's silly to me is, instead of trying to prostate yourself, just going out to Laura Lee, just own it. Because it was silly and innocuous and honestly shouldn't be a problem to begin with. So with that being said, man, I just hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. And shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. As always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.